Hey Pisces, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if this is your first time here. Make sure you hit the subscribe button down below and turn your notifications on by clicking the little bell so that you won't miss any further videos. So this is a tarot reading for the last half of September, or the last week of September, and this is for, like I said, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. So whenever you're watching my videos, my tarot videos, make sure that you're checking your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So let's see what comes through in the cards here, and this is specifically going to be for love and spirituality. Okay, so the Devil card keeps wanting to pop up. So you could be releasing some toxic energy in the last week. Let's pull 3 for the past position. Oh, right away. The 7 of Cups comes up. The 10 of Cups. King of Cups. Okay. So in the past we have the 7 of Cups. We have the 10 of Cups. And we have the King of Cups in the reverse. So let me fix this. Okay, so from what I'm seeing with the 7 of Cups being here, it looks like in the past you came out of some type of confusion. You could have had a lot of options, a lot of different directions that your life could have been headed in, and it looks like you in the past decided on one course, or it was that you were confused, so then a lot of options that you thought you had got taken away from you. And with the 7 of Cups in reverse, I do read this as a positive card, even though sometimes it comes across as you have no more options. Like sometimes if you have a hard time making a decision about something, the universe will kind of like snatch all of your options away from you so that you can focus on the right one, like the right path. And sometimes that can come across as negative because it could take away things that you wanted or things that you wanted to pursue. People, places, things, whatever it applies to. But like I said, I see that as a positive thing because sometimes when you're in a state of confusion, you need some type of help to guide you in the right direction. So I feel like that's what happened in the past, in the recent past. So with the 10 of Cups being here, this talks about happiness and fulfillment. So I'm thinking that whatever was taken from you or whatever options were taken from you, it's because it's a very clear image of in your mind of what your happiness is or what's going to bring you emotional fulfillment. But that image may not be for your highest good. I think I mentioned this in your last reading. It could have been for Pisces. It was for one of the water signs. I mentioned that sometimes we think that we want something, like we want a specific person or a specific thing because we think that's what's going to make us happy, but God or source or the divine is able to see our life from a higher perspective. So God is able to see what will truly make us feel happy and what will help us to grow the most on our path, because we're not just here. I mean, we're here to be happy. Like we're here, we reincarnated here to feel good and to be happy, but also to evolve on a spiritual level. So some things we think is going to make us happy, but really it'll make us complacent and it'll make us feel like we don't have to grow anymore. So I feel like you were kind of pushed out of your comfort zone in the past, and it's leading you towards happiness, but you may not see it yet. Or some of you are seeing it now, that some things had to be stripped from your life in order for you to be happy. With the King of Cups being here, I feel like you could have been dealing with a Scorpio because this is the Scorpio card. But I feel like if this is somebody that you were dealing with heavily, it's someone who you may have had very strong feelings for, but it could have been some type of unrequited love. So they may not have shown that they have feelings for you. Let me pull one more for that. The Strength card. And the 5 of Cups. So if you were dealing with someone that you have very strong emotional ties to or emotional attachment to, I feel like you were feeling like it was unrequited love. Like this person kind of makes you feel like weak in the knees is what I'm seeing. it's like someone who, like, when you see them, like, your heart starts racing, you get butterflies in your stomach. It's like someone who you feel like you have no control when it comes to. Like, when you have such a strong emotional pull towards someone, it'll usually leave you in this energy if you feel like they don't feel the same. It'll leave you feeling like you have no strength when it comes to them. It'll leave you feeling constantly like you're going to lose them. And it gets to the point where you eventually do lose them, because if anything is unrequited, or if things are not balanced and equal in a partnership, or in a love romantic relationship, I mean, then eventually this is where you're going to end up. And I'm not sure if you can see this, but this is the Five of Cups card. So this is the card of like grieving, and it's kind of like the crying over spilled milk card. Like when you keep on trying over and over in a situation and things just never tend to turn out right. So each time that things go wrong, you're just kind of looking back like, why couldn't this have gone right? Why couldn't this have gone right? To the point where you continue to try over and over until eventually there's nothing left. Like there's nothing left to try. There's no feelings left. Well, maybe on your end, but maybe not on the other person's end, and you have to kind of just walk away. But there is something better waiting for you, but you just don't see it when you're in that energy. So that could be for some of you. For some of you, this is actually your energy of the King of Cups. So you could be feeling like you're emotionally disconnected from someone because they were making you feel like they were taking your power away from you. So some of you have decided to take your power back and to kind of like close off your feelings towards this person and not respond to them anymore. And it could be still making you feel like you're in a state of grief. Even if you're the person who chose to disconnect, if it's still someone, or if it's a situation that you were emotionally connected to, that could still hurt. Just because you choose to disconnect doesn't mean that it doesn't hurt just as badly. So keep that in mind. And if someone disconnected from you, that could apply to them as well, is what I'm seeing. I think that's all I'm getting from that. So let's pull cards for the present position. The Hierophant in reverse. Queen of Wands in reverse. Justice card. Okay, so, and the Death card at the top of the deck. So the Hierophant is here in the reverse. The Queen of Wands is here in the reverse. Can you see this? And the Justice card is here in the reverse. Okay. So I feel like with the Hierophant here being in the reverse, some of you could have, okay, interesting. Some of you could have had marriage on the mind. The Hierophant can talk about marriage, but I usually don't read it as marriage. So it's interesting that that just came through. Some of you could presently have marriage on your mind heavily. So you could be thinking about your future in terms of getting married. You could be reminiscing on the past. Because it's coming up as the, right below the Seven of Cups, it could be that, like I said, you had so many options taken away from you. It's like now you have nothing but time to kind of reflect on the things that you want out of life. Some of you could be choosing to, I feel like this for a specific group of you. Some of you are thinking about marriage, but you're not really positive about it. Like because of whatever happened in the past, or like any situation you've been in the past, it's like you're starting to look at relationships in a non-traditional type of way. You're kind of questioning, like, is marriage for you? Is like traditional marriage or traditional relationships long term, like, is it something that you can actually have or something that you can actually achieve? It just looks like you're having doubts about that. For some of you, this is talking about you needing to kind of change the way you look at love relationships, because it's like if you've been doing the same thing over and over again in your relationships and you're not getting a positive result, then it may be time to maybe switch something up. Let me actually pull, one more for that. I'm getting a couple mixed messages from that. The Six of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles wants to come up again. This came up in the past as well at the top of the deck. So the Six of Pentacles is here in the reverse. So this is talking about the past and reconciliation. So I feel like what this is talking about is that some of you are reaching a point where the past is completely closed off to you. Like you have no option of even going back to the past, and now it's time for you to kind of step into this new cycle where you kind of approach relationships in a different way. You kind of approach love in a different way. And if it's not a love situation, it could be, like I say in all my videos, it could be career, it could be friends, it could be family, it could just be the way you approach your life or your spiritual path. It's like the things that were happening in the past, they happened for a reason, but you see the result that they gave you didn't result in your happiness or in your joy. They are preparing you, like the things that you've been through in the past have prepared you for your happiness and joy, which is coming, and for your fulfillment, which is coming, but you see that they did not get you fully there. So now it's time for you to kind of switch up the way that you approach things, because the Hierophant talks about tradition and about doing things in a very strategic manner based off of the way that things have always been done. And so it's like now needing to not do things the way that they've always been done if you want a positive outcome. The Six of Cups in reverse also talks about past life. So this could be talking about in a past life, you have created some sort of situation in love or in finances and something in your past life. And now you have come here, you've reincarnated in this life to kind of fix the situation or to kind of redo the situation. Because if we have a certain spiritual path and in our past life, I don't want to say get it wrong, but you take a certain path in a past life, and in this lifetime you want to kind of undo what you've done. Okay, how do I put this? There's so many messages in my head. Hold on. It's not that you're trying to undo what you've done by reincarnating. It's more like you're reincarnating in order to level up and kind of elevate. So in a past life, if you were the type of person who was like a stay-at-home mom, in this lifetime you could reincarnate to become a businesswoman. You see what I'm saying? It's like your soul wanting to have a different experience in order for you to level up. So I feel like that's what this is talking about as well. You could be at a point in your life that you are transitioning into what you're supposed to be doing in this lifetime, and that's why it's a bit uncomfortable, because you're breaking away from whatever you were comfortable doing in a past life. I hope that made sense. So the Queen of Wands is also here in the middle of the reading, in the heart of the reading. So as of right now, you could be feeling like you are not very confident, like you don't have what it takes to actually move forward and to pursue whatever it is that you're supposed to be pursuing for your happiness, because it's coming right under the 10 of Cups. So it's something that you know you're supposed to be pursuing for your happiness, but you don't have the confidence to do so. And that's a good thing, because that's how you grow. When you feel like you're not confident and you feel like you are afraid, that's where the most growth actually takes place and happens. So it is important for you to feel the fear and do it anyway, is what I'm hearing. So this is a positive thing. Like I said, you're feeling confident, you're feeling like you're not confident, you're feeling afraid, that's where growth happens. Because if you were confident all the time and everything was just so easy, like, okay, I'm not scared of that, I'm going to go and do that. Like, yeah, you would get a lot of things done, but would you really grow that much? Like, would you really be conquering your fears? Would you really be leveling up on a spiritual level? Not really. So, like I said, it's important for you to feel the fear and do it anyway. And the Knight of Pentacles keeps on coming up. So this talks about a standstill and being stuck. So make sure that you are not staying in this energy, because if you want to transform, the Death card is here as well. If you want to transform, if you want to have a spiritual rebirth, then that means that you have to step out on fear. So fear is a good thing. Feel the fear and do it anyway. And also, what I'm getting with the Death card is that a lot of you are feeling like you want to completely reinvent yourself, but you don't know how. The best way to do that is literally to just wake up and decide that you want to be a different person and start taking the steps towards being a different person. And make sure you're doing it from a place of self-love, not from a place of, okay, I want to, or okay, I don't like who I am, I hate who I am, so I'm going to change. Because it's going to be very hard to change from that sort of mindset. Make sure you're like, okay, I love myself and I know that the things I have been doing are not working for me, so I want to level up and change. And Pisces is a mutable sign, so that's not something that is so far-fetched. Like, it's not like you're a fixed sign. Mutable signs do tend to go with the flow, especially Pisces. So I feel like this is something that could really benefit you. You could take advantage of your mutable energy and kind of transform yourself and move into this next stage of your life. So the Justice card is also here. In the upright, I feel like this is good karma that's coming your way. So if you've been putting out good things into the universe, if you have been doing what you need to do for yourself and for other people, if you've been treating people right, then it looks like you're about to get a positive return. So don't be afraid to step out on faith on whatever this is. It could be a new love relationship, it could be a career, it could be anything really. It's something that you're fearing to step out on and you're needing to take that step. And you've racked up a lot of good karma. So it's going to work out in your favor. Just like bad karma is a thing, like when you put out negative energy, it comes back. It's the same with positive karma. Positive energy you put out into the world and you get it back. That makes me happy because I'm a Pisces moon. So I'm just like, yes, I'm ready for my positive karma. I've been racking up the points. I'm ready to collect, so bring it this way. So that is it, Pisces. Let me pull 3 for your future outcome card, and then we're going to look at those in the extended. The 4 of Swords, the King of Pentacles, and the Hanged Man. Ooh, and the Six of Swords at the bottom. So we have the Four of Swords here, rest and rejuvenation. So some of you are headed towards calmer waters. And then we have the King of Pentacles in reverse. I'm thinking that this is an earth sign immediately. That's what I heard. An earth sign that is still on your mind in the near future. So we'll look at that in the extended. And then the Hanged Man here. This is the Pisces card. The card of kind of staying stuck, but being stuck for a good reason, to gain spiritual enlightenment, because as you know, Pisces is a very spiritual sign. So a lot of the times if Pisces is stuck, or if they are in a stage of their life where they can't move forward, it's because they are gaining this spiritual enlightenment and the spiritual knowledge that's needed in their next cycle of life. So we're going to look at those three in the extended. Thank you so much for watching, and the link to the extended will be in the description box, and I will see you guys on Vimeo.